At AutoMasters LLC, our mission is to serve our community by providing quality automobiles at affordable prices. All of our vehicles are inspected and certified to offer you the confidence in knowing you have a quality vehicle. Our goal is to provide you with a seamless process and positive experience for your automobile purchase. Financing recommendations and specific vehicle inquiries are available at your request. You can find us at www.automasters06.com and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Also, please feel free to contact Terrence Miles at 601-927-7794. And oh yeah, tell him Sonia sent you.
She say, sports. She say, sports. She say, sports. She say, sports. She say, sports.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Sonia, and welcome back to She Say Sports. Please welcome back Sportswriter for the New Orleans Advocate, Rod Walker. What's up, Rod? How are you?
I'm doing good.
So you are getting ready for the NFL schedule to come out in a couple of days, right? Or is
Yeah.
we are? Okay. You excited about that?
Not really. The NFL's kind of made their whole calendar. I mean, it's like a year-round thing. It's like they're trying to hog the whole year. They don't want anybody else to have any spotlight. So I mean, they do the draft, they do the schedule release. I mean, it drags all the way on until basically almost till June, and then they start up. So it's year-round now. And
wow.
There used to be a time when the season ended, Super Bowl ended, and you kind of get a little break. But now the NFL doesn't really give you any breaks anymore.
That's true. You're right. I didn't think about that, but that is true. So, well, we're in the basketball season, full swing with NBA playoffs as well as the season openers for WNBA. Right, what's amazing is so much excitement around the WNBA right now. I mean, this is my first time ever knowing the season openers for the WNBA because like I said, the NBA playoffs will be going on and nobody was even talking about it. But it's so much talk. I mean, it's just that's what everybody's talking about right now, the WNBA. And this week that we got some season openers, and it's just nobody really cared. What do you think is the catalyst for the excitement around the WNBA right now?
I look back at
my thoughts, but I want your thoughts.
And I look back at last season, and actually last season, I probably watched more WNBA than I'd ever watched before, which isn't a lot. I mean, I would just watch some games, but the buzz this season is a lot different. And obviously, Caitlin Clark has a whole lot to do with it. I mean, she got people watching basketball that probably never really watched women's basketball. And I was one of them. I mean, like, even her junior season, like I wouldn't like rush home on a Tuesday to watch a Iowa women's basketball game, but just to watch Caitlin, like I would do it. And then, obviously last season they ended up playing LSU in the championship game after Iowa beat South Carolina in the semifinals. And so there's a lot of buzz around that game, and it just carried over into this year. So I think that definitely helped. I also think it helps that like women's basketball, they have some star power that college men's basketball doesn't really have anymore because these guys are playing for 1 year college, then they go to the NBA. These women can't go after one season, so they stick around, so you get familiar with them, and that's helped the league. I mean, not the league. That's helped women's college basketball grow, and like you got familiar faces and some stars now. So I think that has a lot to do with what you're saying now, because now these ladies are about to take the next step and go to the WNBA, and now people are talking about it.
That's true. Do you feel this is like a new era of the WNBA? I remember when they first announced the WNBA was coming in 1996, and it was so much excitement like now, but this is like a different era. Do you?
It's definitely a different era with I mean, you talk about Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese and Cameron Brink and Rakia Jackson, all those ladies. And then you got this new wave of, you look at the freshman girls playing, freshman ladies, I mean, they call them girls,
Yeah.
playing college this year with like Juju Watkins. So, yeah,
Yes.
people are paying attention. They're like starting to actually know players from an early age in college, and so they're gonna follow those ladies. Madison Booker, who's from Mississippi, that plays with Texas. So I mean, just a lot of names that people are starting to recognize and identify with. And once you start getting that, I mean, people start buying jerseys, and they're just a different feel for it. And we've had some good women over the years. I mean, we know how good. Uh, you talked about the Houston team with Cynthia Cooper. I mean, people knew
Yeah.
all those ladies too, but it's just something different right now. That
It's
I think
something
something
different.
different. Yeah.
It's definitely different. And as you mentioned, Caitlin Clark, all eyes are on her right now. Do you think she will live up to the hype that's surrounding her right now?
I do. I just think she has something a little different. I know, I know she has her haters out there, but I mean, the way she can shoot was just something we hadn't seen. I mean, it's kind of like a lot like what Steph did for the NBA. I mean, we had never seen anybody who could shoot it that well, that consistently from that deep, and Caitlin can do that. But she passes the ball really well, and now
Mhm.
she's on the same team with Aaliyah Boston, who's really good in the post. So I
Yeah.
just think they have a really good combination with those two, and it's gonna be a little different from college because in college you could kind of double team Caitlin, but in the WNBA you can't really do that because everybody on the team is gonna be able to shoot. So
Right.
I think it's gonna open it up. It's gonna open up things for her more than I think a lot of people realize. I mean, you saw she had like 6 assists in the second preseason game. She didn't really shoot it well in the second game. First game she shot it better, but yeah, I think she's going to live up to all the hype, and just looking forward to watching her. I know I'll be tuning in, and I'll be tuning into a lot of games. But I mean, if she's playing, I think I'm going to definitely be watching.
Well, yeah, you already told me you're putting your phone on do not disturb. So I do understand. Yes, she will be traveling to Connecticut to face the Sun rather, in her first WNBA debut. Her debut is going to be a sellout. This is the first sellout at that stadium. I think since what 2003.
Okay.
And this will, I believe, will be the norm everywhere that Caitlin goes. And you mentioned, and the Fever has not been in the playoffs since 2016. You mentioned Aaliyah Boston, who was Rookie of the Year as well as the #1 draft in 2023 last year, and she's paired up with Caitlin. Do you think things will be looking up for the Fever this season with those two?
Yeah, I think they'll be better. I know I was looking at the Vegas odds today just on who's the favorite to win it, and I mean I won't get into that because I know we're going to talk about that team in a minute. But they were 1, 2, 3, 4. They were like the you know, fifth on the list of teams to win it. So I think they'll definitely be better. Um, and just I mean, you mentioned the sellouts. I mean they've had 3 opposing teams to move games to a bigger arena because they're
Mhm.
coming down. I saw today that the Chicago Sky, they're playing a game in Washington,
Mhm.
who's also having to move a game. So I mean, that just tells you the star power of Kalen and Angel Reese. I mean, people
Yeah.
are moving games to, and I've had people call me like, which game should I go to? And there's a WNBA team in
That's so
Atlanta.
weird.
There's a WNBA team in Atlanta. The Dreams playing. So because I've never seen Caitlin play, so I mean, I may try to go to Dallas or Atlanta and catch her as well because I just think it's going to be, you know,
Mhm.
it's just going to be a really big thing to see, and it's in the summertime, so not a lot going on. So it's gonna be
Yeah,
some. Yeah.
it's gonna be good. And one more question about Caitlin. Do you think she's ready to put the entire WNBA on her shoulders?
Um, I don't. I don't know if she has to do it all, but I mean, she's definitely gonna have the eyeballs on her. I mean,
Mhm.
I know the Vegas. They said the game against the Sun is the most. They've never had anybody bet on a game in WNBA history as much as this freshman.
Wow.
And that's just Caitlin. I mean, she's playing, so people are betting on everything on if they're gonna win, how many points she's gonna score. So it is a lot of pressure, but I think she can probably handle it. Um,
Mhm.
one thing about the WNBA that's kind of different, I guess, is these people like Caitlin and Angel Reese. I mean, they just stopped playing in April, and now you turn around in May and you're like playing again. Like the men's college basketball, they end in April and they don't play. Season don't start till October. So, I
Right.
do. I wonder about the wear and tear on their. I mean, that's a lot of
Mhm.
basketball to play a whole
That is a
season.
lot.
Now you got to play a whole another season. So then you
Well,
got
thankfully, the WNBA season is short, so
right.
definitely
That
thank.
helps. Yeah, that helps. I think they play, maybe 2 games a week, and it's only maybe 24 games. I'm not sure what the total is, but yeah, I mean it's not nearly as grinding as an NBA schedule. You won't have to have they won't have to load manage or anything like those NBA guys.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. So, I'm gonna mention a few more teams and players. Everyone is watching right now. Of course, as you mentioned, Angel Reese, but Camila Cordorsa and Angel Reese with the 3rd and 7th picks respectfully in this year's draft to my team, the Chicago Sky. As you know, they're paired up. They're paired up this past season, this present season. I'm sorry, and they both bring offensive and defensive traits to the Sky. Their season opener will be in Arlington, Texas, against Dallas Wings, my other team. I hate I'm gonna miss that one because I'm like, golly, but what do you think of this pair and how do you feel this team would do this season?
Well, I think one of the biggest issues with them is Cordosa. She hurt her shoulders in the preseason, so
Yeah,
she's going to be out for what 4 to 5 weeks. So we won't get to see him for a while. But I mean, I think with those two and with the coach like Teresa Weatherspoon,
yes,
yeah, she was with the Pelicans. She was an assistant here first, and she's definitely gonna get the most out of them. So they're gonna be fun to watch. And it's funny, I don't really have a WNBA team, and I'm like trying to find me one. Like who's gonna be my team? So I think I'm kind of leaning towards Dallas and Seattle. I like Seattle because they have Victoria Vivians who's from Mississippi. She's with Seattle now. She was with the Fever, and so I think I'm kind of leaning towards Seattle. And Dallas has a girl, a lady, Kalani Brown, who I covered in high school here. So I think those are going to probably be my 2 teams, but I'm not sure yet.
yeah. Well, I'm a Chicago
Yeah.
sports fan since, forever. And then Dallas, of course, because I used to live there. So
Right.
those are my teams. But I like the Aces, who I'm about to talk about now. I've liked them the last couple of seasons, and they have become the team to beat. Back-to-back WNBA titles, and they have a star-studded roster led by 2-time WNBA MVP Asia Wilson. And Kelsey Plum and Alicia Clark. So, as you know, veteran player Candace Parker, she retired and she really didn't play because she had a foot injury. However, that shows you that they were pretty solid without her. So that works out. And as you know, congratulations to Candace Parker. She is the president of Adidas Women's Basketball. That's so dope. I'm so proud of her. The Aces season opened against Phoenix Mercury at home. What are your thoughts on this Aces team this season, and will they make a run for a dynasty?
Yeah, I think on paper, I mean, I mentioned those Vegas odds earlier. I mean, they're the overwhelming favorites to three-peat, which would be the first team to do it since those Comets teams back in the day. They won 4 in a row. So this will be the first team to win 3 in a row since then if they do it. And I mean, on paper, I mean, and you mentioned their players, and then you also got Jackie Young on the team. I mean, they are loaded, and barring an injury, I'd be shocked if somebody was able to knock off the Aces. I just think they have too much talent on paper. Last year was the Aces in the New York Liberty in the finals. But yeah, I'd be shocked if this team doesn't three-peat. I mean, they just got too much. And Asia Wilson, you mentioned 2-time MVP, very easily could have been a 3-time MVP. She didn't win it last season, but because Breonna Stewart won it, but she could have won it 3 years in a row. And I think she's going to really come in this season with a chip on her shoulder because she didn't win it and she thought she kind of deserved it. But yeah, they got a lot of firepower on that team. So
if somebody could knock them off, who do you think it would be? I don't know.
I don't know if anybody has enough to beat them, but I do think New York with
I was thinking New York,
Breonna Stewart and Sabrina Ionescu could probably beat them. I guess the jury's still out on the Indiana Fever. I mean, if Caitlin comes in and just really lights it up and with Aaliyah Boston, I mean, who knows? Maybe they can. But New York Liberty would be the team to, if you want to bet on somebody, that would be the best bet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. So I mentioned these ladies earlier, these 3 ladies, and they have some major endorsements, which lets you know, like we mentioned earlier, there is definitely a new era in the WNBA. Caitlin Clark signed a $28 million endorsement deal with Nike. and has her own signature shoe. Angel, she already signed a deal with Reebok back in October, and she is with how many other deals she got? Maybe 4 other different deals with Airbnb. I'm trying to look at my notes. Tampax and Beats by Dre, Tops, and also Asia, who should have had one way before now. She has a shoe deal with Nike as well, and her own signature shoe. Before I move in further, why do you think it took so long to get Asia? You know, and
I
you
don't
know,
know. I don't know if you.
race thing, because that's what everybody is doing on social media. They're trying to make Caitlin Clark the new great white hype, or the white hope. She's getting all these deals because they're trying to change the face of the WNBA. So, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I think for Asia, like, to be honest, like, I don't know if I even realized that she didn't have a shoe deal. And I guess I just probably wasn't paying attention enough.
No,
And
she
then,
just got it after.
no, I
After.
know.
Oh,
Yeah, I know.
okay. Okay.
I'm saying, like, prior to this, like, I don't know if I even realized it. So I think I know this will be giving Caitlin, I think when Caitlin got her deal, I think people were like, wait, Asia doesn't have a deal. So I think it did. I think Caitlin, like, opened some eyes at the stuff that wasn't going on. Even when you talk
She
about,
tweeted something. I think she tweeted something too, if I remember correctly.
yeah. And
Yeah.
and even when you talk about like these women's salaries, like when Caitlin and Angel got drafted, everybody started talking about their salaries, like, oh, these ladies don't get paid they're not getting paid that much. But they haven't ever been getting paid that much. It's like now all of a sudden people are aware of what's going on. I mean, Brittany Griner wasn't going to Russia just because she wanted to go to Russia. She was going
Right.
because she wanted to get
Making millions of dollars over there.
to get paid. So I mean, I think people just didn't realize what was going on. So I mean, you can, if you want to credit Caitlin or not, I mean, she and Angel and that whole group, I mean, they definitely opened some eyes and made people aware of some of the issues that this league was facing.
That's true.
Even the stuff with the chartered planes, like these ladies were just flying commercial. I mean, you could be on a plane and be sitting by Asia Wilson last season, but now they're on chartered planes now. So I mean, I think the league they're getting eyeballs on the league. People are watching. That drives revenue. So people, like the fans, they got to continue to do it though. They got to subscribe to WNBA League Pass and watch these ladies and buy a jersey. Go to a game if you can. I mean, just do what you can if you're serious about wanting to see this league succeed, you gotta put your money where your mouth is, not just be on social media complaining about stuff. I mean, you gotta put some into it if you really want to see these ladies get what they deserve.
But remember when we did the show Legends of the Sip with Yolanda Moore, and she said she only made, like, if I remember, like $500. It was probably less than that when she first.
Yeah, because she was back in the 90s. So yeah, when it first started.
When she first came with the comments. But I did research about a month ago just because I had a show talking about the WNBA, and it's at least 10 players who make $1,000 a season. Yeah. That's crazy. And so with the like, I think Angel's making 77 or 73, and Caitlin is making about the same their first year. Coming out of college at age 21, that's pretty decent. However, I have a friend's son. He came out of college making $90,000 this past year coming out of school. So this still lower than just a regular civil worker or whatever. So I'm thankful that the eyes are opening. Caitlin and Angel Reese's jersey sold out, which means people are buying the jerseys. They're selling out tickets. People are more interested in going to the games. They're getting their butts in the seats. They have chartered planes. I don't know why the NBA didn't do this before, but I know they was looking at the money side of it because they're not making any money, but still, I think they should have been getting that all along. Do you think with all of this happening, it's a surge of interest in women's basketball and the WNBA? Not just WNBA, but just a surge of interest overall?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, again, I mentioned those these younger ladies coming through, like the Juju Watkins and the Madison Bookers, and I think the WNBA is in good hands, and I think if they can just keep it going, they got this momentum right now. You can't let it fade out. I mean, you got to do whatever you can to promote these women. Put them on national TV so people can see them and keep up with them. And Caitlin's first game's on ESPN too, which is
and Disney,
kind of a big deal, and Disney, yeah. But I mean, it's a big deal because a lot of people don't. I've just kind of gotten started into all the streaming and stuff. But I mean, I've always had the NBA League Pass. But I mean, people have to get all that stuff if you want to watch them and
that's true.
Keep up with them. So I try to do what I can, and even on social media, like just make people aware. Like, because normally I wouldn't. And you mentioned this, I wouldn't have known that the season started tonight. Probably. Well, I may have known, but I wouldn't have cared enough. But
right, that's what I'm saying.
It just hadn't been that way. So now I'm a little bit more aware of what's going on, and I'm trying to at least do my part to let other people know that it's going on. If you don't do that, I mean, it'll just feel.
I've been doing this show since 2018, and this is the second show that I've talked about the WNBA.
Yeah.
And that just happened this year. Yeah. And that says a lot about what's going on. It's sad, but at the same time, the third time, because we had Yolanda Moore on the show.
Yeah. And we have Latoya.
Oh, and Latoya. So yeah, this is my fourth time. But really just talking about,
So we tried to get Victoria.
We tried. We still can try to get her. I need you to work on that. I need you to work on that. Because she said she wanted to do it. It was
just time.
But it's just amazing how excited everybody is.
I think it helps too. And it probably doesn't really get talked about a lot, but normally, I mean, because the NBA is going on right now in the playoffs, but you don't have LeBron playing, you don't have Steph playing, you don't have Kevin Durant playing.
So they got something else to look at now.
Yeah, so you got I mean, those were big draws and big, So, I mean, if LeBron's playing now, maybe we're not really talking about the WNBA as much, but everybody's kind of locked in on this because some of the more high-profile players for the last 10, 15 years aren't playing. They aren't still in the playoffs, so that helps too.
And speaking of that, it's just it seemed like the youngins are pushing LeBron them out the door in a sense. And it kind of even, I like and respect LeBron, but I'm not a LeBron fan. However, it makes me a little sad because I know it's changing. I remember when Kobe left, I wasn't a Kobe fan. I cried because I was like, the era of basketball that I know is officially gone now. KG, all of them, they was gone. Vince stayed a little longer, but they about to roll out. I mean, they about to go.
Yeah. But we do have some really good young players coming. I mean, you look at Anthony Edwards, and Victor Wembanyama, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I mean, some really good players, but we just got to kind of, people have to just kind of, get to know them because they're the future. I mean, it's.
But it's not what we're used to, Rod. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
When ball, it's not the same. And I hope that, because I've been a huge NBA fan all my life. I really hope they get back to their prominence and, not all the 3-pointers, just play basketball. And I know that's important.
3-pointers, it ain't changing. It's not going anywhere. That's the way the league
goes. The 3-pointers, but can we get some in the paint? Can we play ball? That's what I miss that, and so I don't know, but it's whatever. I'm still gonna be watching, so no need to complain. Well, Rod, thank you so much. Oh, before I say that, even Kim Kardashian got in with the WNBA. She has several players, including Candace Parker. They have a Skim commercial. She has the undergarments called Skim, and it's like 4 or 5 WNBA players, a former.
I saw the Skim ad yesterday, and I had no idea what Skim. I just saw the word Skim. I didn't know what it meant, but
Skim.
Yeah,
like Skim with an S. Skim. Mm-hmm.
Right. But I saw it, and I didn't know what it was. I saw the basketball, the women that played.
So you saw it? Okay, good.
I didn't know what it was or what it actually meant. I just saw just like on Facebook or Instagram or something.
But that's pretty dope.
Yeah.
you know, because it's now WNBA is kind of like a pop culture. If Kim is getting involved, because she's pop culture, and so that's pretty dope. I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
Well, Rod, thank you so much for joining me today. But as you know, we play our game, and you were the first one to play it. What you know, you the only one that had 100%. The only one.
I'm not gonna get 100% again.
We're gonna do WNBA trivia.
Oh, I'm definitely not gonna do 100% on this. How many questions is it?
10. Well,
If I get five,
hey, we'll learn together. How about that?
if I get 5, I'll be satisfied.
And that's cool. Before she played in the WNBA, Lynette Woodard was the first female player with which group?
I know she went to Kansas.
Not college.
No.
Okay. Come on.
I can't remember what the league was called.
Yes, you. We grew up with it.
Oh, Harlem Globetrotters.
Yes.
Yeah. My bad. Yeah, I was thinking it was like yeah. I knew.
What nickname did Kobe Bryant give Diana Taurasi? I may be saying her name wrong.
Oh, you got it right.
What was his nickname?
I know hers had Mamba in it, I guess, but I don't know if it was like I said a white Mamba, but I don't know.
That's it. You was trying to be politically correct. No, it is the white Mamba.
Okay.
Who is the only woman to win WNBA Rookie of the Year and MVP in the same season? We mentioned her earlier.
Was that Asia's ring? Asia.
Nope.
I think what Asia? Breonna Stewart.
She just retired.
Oh, Candace. I don't get credit for that one. I missed that one.
Which of these teams was one of the WNBA's original 8? Was it the New York Liberty, Orlando Miracle, or Detroit Shock?
Ooh. There's only one of them?
Which one was one of the original WNBA teams?
The Liberty or the Shock, but I don't know which one. I'm going to go with the Liberty.
Correct.
Okay.
Who has played the most games? Who has played the most games in the WNBA history?
The most games?
In WNBA history. She retired maybe a year or two ago.
Oh, Lisa Leslie? Oh, man. Not Lisa Leslie.
Tweet.
You can tell me that one. I missed 2.
Sue Bird.
I should have got that one. That's bad.
Who was the first woman to dunk in an official WNBA game?
Have I said her name already? Lisa Leslie?
Yes. Which of these, now this one I really didn't know. Which of these players was named official ambassador of the WNBA after a season-ending injury?
Oh. Is it multiple choice or?
No.
You said which of these players? I thought you would give me a list.
No. I'm sorry. Which player was named official ambassador of the WNBA after a season-ending injury? I didn't know this. Breonna Stewart. I didn't know her. Which of these is not an achievement by Cheryl Swoops? Rookie of the Year, first player signed by the NBA, or a 3-time MVP? Which was not an achievement?
I'm going to say Rookie of the Year.
Correct. What is the only school to have the #1 pick in both NBA and WNBA drafts in the same year? I didn't know this one.
In the same year? I'm gonna go UConn. Wait, don't tell me.
That's what I wanted. It was Washington.
Oh, Markelle Fultz and who else?
I didn't write it down. I don't know. Sorry. Last but not least.
I would have never got that one.
Me either. What two teams were involved in a brawl resulting in 11 suspensions? And it was not Indiana Pacers and Detroit Pistons.
This is a WNBA thing, right?
I know, yeah.
The Aces. No. I'm trying to think who would be fighting. Not Phoenix.
I said one of their cities already. I just said it.
Oh, Liberty.
Mm-mm. I just said, like, literally just said it maybe a minute ago. One of the cities.
Orlando. I don't know.
Detroit Shock. Remember I said Detroit Pistons. Detroit Shock and Los Angeles Sparks.
Okay, I don't remember that brawl really.
Me either. So yeah, I'm gonna go back and look on YouTube. Yeah. So
I got about 4 or 6 right.
Yeah, you got about.
Those are hard.
Yeah, because we don't really do WNBA. So I was excited. This was good to learn. So this was good.
Yeah.
Well, Rod, thank you again for coming on the show. Tell the listeners how they can follow you on social media, as well as check out your articles.
Twitter is Rod Walker Nola, and my articles on NOLA.com. Just go to NOLA.com and go to sports, and you'll see my name. And that's pretty much it.
Okay, and he's also Instagram RW Walker 1906.
Let me give my Instagram out.
Well, that's because you talk sports on there too, don't you?
I'm joking. Yeah, that was fine. That's good.
Okay. And guys, you can follow me on Facebook at She Say Sports. On Instagram, She Say Sports 23. And please subscribe to our YouTube page, She Say Sports. Well, that's our show for today. Until next time, this is Sonia with She Say Sports.